Hey everybody, Thursday afternoon, time for the shop update here at Woodsmith, checking in on some of the projects that are going on right now. Steve's not in, but Mark's deep into another project that should look a little bit familiar. But first I wanted to talk to you about the Woodworking in America event that we have coming up. A little less than 2 months away now. The signups are streaming in, so you want to make sure that you get your spot quickly. We'll put a link for the signups in the description on the YouTube video and with the Facebook post with today's update. So meanwhile, let's check in with Mark here.
Hey everyone, as Phil alluded to, yes, this does look a little bit familiar. I built pretty much a prototype cocktail bar for a party we were hosting a few weeks back. That particular bar was made of Baltic birch with a laminated top, and then it was painted, and then it had some accent strips of Baltic birch on the sides. We're doing the same shape on this one, just a little bit different. We're going to go with solid mahogany top, which is this bit here, and then the rest of it is going to be mahogany plywood. We're going to do this crazy fun, somewhat mid-century modern design on the front, and this is going to consist of 1/4 inch plywood that we're going to paint, and then we're going to raise it off the front end of the panel to give it a bit more depth and make it look a bit more interesting. So we're going to do hairpin legs like I did on the original one. It's a relatively straightforward project, and there's so much you can do, especially with the front option. So many different designs, so many different applications you can do. So whatever you want to do with that is completely 100% personable. So that being said, started on that project yesterday, finished one up earlier in the week, if you follow me. So this is what I got wrapped up earlier in the week. This is a Chris Fitch designed shoji cabinet. This is solid cherry. And what was interesting about this is we used this shoji paper that goes on the back side of the door to cover this this lattice design. So that is just double-sided taped in place around the edges, and then with some 1/16 by 5/8 strips of cherry just tacked on the back to cover that double-sided tape. Got a couple of magnets top and bottom, adjustable shelf in the middle. So there is that one. I don't think I've got too much to report about. I've been telling you the process that's been involved with that over the last few Facebooks, so if you checked in you would have taken note on that. Yeah, I think that's all I've got going on. Check in next week, I'll have the bar pretty much done.
Right.
Thanks.
All right, welcome. So I'm sure Mark kind of filled you in with the bar that he's working on currently. We've kind of been going back and forth about how to treat the front of this bar. There's been a lot of opportunity to kind of customize this and kind of not necessarily change the look, but give you a lot of options for the face. So construction, which again I'm sure he alluded to, is all plywood. I kind of came across the idea of doing this lattice work. I think it works really well with the interchangeability of the project. Of course, you could do something that's a different material other than wood. Metal would be a nice choice. I also like the idea of being able to create templates to cut these things out, but if you're someone that has access to a CNC machine, plasma cutter, laser cutter, again, I think there's just a lot of opportunity to really just change the kind of decorative lattice on the front of this, which I really like. If you recall the previous bar that Mark built, same exact design, we've just changed up some materials. He ended up using a decorative wallpaper, and of course, again, that's just another way that you can kind of customize the piece and kind of have it suit the needs that you have, and or just general look of the rest of your furniture. The lattice on this is we're going to use a 1/4 inch plywood, and it will get painted. I've got a color picked out from Benjamin Moore. Of course, again, there's the option of using plywood that's veneered, so if you wanted to, stain something or just clear coat it, and then also using the background as a way to kind of accentuate the lattice, so doing something darker that might be contrasting. I know in the original too, Mark had talked about putting lights on it if it's outside and dark, having some illumination to kind of see what you're doing, but also again to kind of highlight some of the detail work on the bar. I think is a really good idea. So lots of different options for customizing this. Love projects like that. Otherwise, I've got several things going on, and sometimes the best way to figure out or solve one problem is just move on to another problem. And so I was getting hung up on an Art Nouveau mirror. I've kind of got the general form down. I know we talked about it a little bit maybe a couple weeks ago. However, I'm shifting directions a little bit for time. I'm having a difficult time kind of dissecting the construction and then breaking that down into the page count that we've allotted for that particular project, which again can prove to be a challenge at times. So I've kind of moved on to another project that I'm going to plug in and just change it out. I'm going to focus my attention on doing a green and green style lantern. We have a couple great books here with a lot of different types of lighting. They did a lot of chandeliers, and the kind of wall sconces were very popular for that style of furniture. And so I have been taking a look at some of these hanging, again, they're calling them chandeliers. They're not what we would think from a traditional sense what a chandelier is. But I was really attracted to how these things are suspended. A lot of them are using leather strapping to hang them from basically custom mounts. And I just thought that was a very intriguing way of kind of not only highlighting the piece, but again, the utility of hanging it down rather than using, wire or rope or chain, and allowed them to kind of integrate some more other decorative medallions and elements to kind of connect the actual light piece to the mounting bracket. And so if any of you are familiar with green and green, there's a lot of detail in these. This is going to be a 6-page project, so again, the challenge for me is going to be able to break this down without bastardizing the project. There's a lot of ebony plugs and detail work, and so I'm going to probably pick out a non-decorative glass. A lot of theirs have like floral, almost kind of Art Nouveau-ish style glass work, and they offer a lot of different colors, but there's options to explore there. You don't have to be pigeonholed into what we use, of course, but these forms are rather simple, and so I'm going to be working on that today and tomorrow, and that will be going in the next issue. So this time next week, for sure, we'll have something modeled and we kind of take a look at what I came up with. Otherwise, I've been working on a set of 3 plywood projects for the shop. I can't remember if we talked about them, but doing a lumber rack, a storage cabinet, and then a little workbench as a grouping. So those have all been designed. I'm just putting the parts together in the computer so that we can do drawings and then pass them off to the shop. So other than that, I think that's probably all I have to talk about this week. So check in with me next week and we'll have a lot more to show. Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Don't forget to check out the Woodworking in America event and sign up for that. It's kind of like a shop update, but 2 days long, and you're here with us the whole time. So we'll see you in October. Bye, everybody.